right, but let's move on to our favorite, most likable. This segment also breaks our hearts sometimes, right?
Man,
But let's talk about
man,
our
talk
week.
about it. Talk about it.
Let's talk about our week 6 bets, man. All right, so quick recap of last week. Rell, who went 3-0, like I want to say 3 straight weeks. I want to say maybe 4 straight weeks, something like that. I want to say it was 3 or 4, one of the other.
I
But
I think it was two. I think last week would have been three.
okay, no, I think for sure it was 3. I think it was for sure 3. It was for sure 3. But 3 straight 3-0 weeks. This week, Rell did go 2-1. He's 12-3 on the year. Marvin Harrison hit, Ashton Genty hit, but then the Chiefs lost. Man, that hurt in so many ways. I cannot explain right now. All right, so Rell, 12-3 on the year, having a pretty good season, guys. He's having a pretty good year. So round of applause for Rell. Next up, we got Jerrick. 2-1 on the week last week, right? 8-7 on the year, so above 500. That's pretty good. George Pickens did not hit in his game, but Quishon Judkins hit, and the Colts won their game. All right, so 2-1, 8-7 on the year. That's not bad. We're above 500, y'all. Credibility, right? Credibility. All right, and then your boy J Best. I bounced back from the 1-2 week, went 2-1. All right, 8-7 on the year, just like Jerrick. Nico Collins did not hit, surprisingly. But Amon Ra hit and the Bucks won. So we all went 2-1. We're all above 500. Y'all, you can trust us. You can trust us with your money. That's basically what we're trying to say right now. All right. But let's go ahead and get it going. Let's get a 9-0 week. That was a 6-3 week. We want a 9-0 week. Rell, start us off right.
Yes, sir. I'm going down to New Orleans in New England. So I'm taking Stephon Diggs over 50.5 receiving yards. As we all know, the Saints secondary has been giving up a lot to number one receivers. Even last week with Darius Slayton going out, he got hurt in the first quarter. He still had a quick 31 yards on us. And Wan'Dale Robinson even had a quick 5 catches for 30 yards. And he's not even that good. Then moving on to the prior weeks before that, Khalil Shakir killed us for 69 yards. Jackson Smith Jigba killed us. Juwan Jennings killed us for 89 yards. And Marvin Harrison killed us for 71 yards. So all of these number one receivers have hit the over of 50.5 receiving yards. And on top of that, we all seen Stephon Diggs, man. Ever since him and Cardi B uh, became public, that boy been going crazy. 101 yards against Carolina, 146 yards against Buffalo last week. Go ahead and smash the over. I'm telling y'all, 50.5 is nothing. Then moving on, I'm going down to Cincinnati. The Packers versus the Bengals. Josh Jacobs over 77.5 rushing yards. The Bengals have the worst run defense in the NFL. They've been giving up crazy numbers to running back ones and the running back twos. Like they just they can't stop nothing. Basically, what I'm saying. And on top of that, the Packers are coming off a bye week. They're going to be fresh. This game, I'm expecting a blowout because hey, they just came off a tie with the Dallas Cowboys, so it, they shouldn't be throwing the ball too much this game. This should be an easy over. Josh Jacobs, 77.5. Go ahead and smash that over. Then moving on to my money line, I'm going with Philly on Thursday Night Football. Philly just came off a really tough loss against the Broncos. They were up 17-3. They shouldn't have lost that game. We all know that. They know that. Saquon Barkley returning back to New York. Expect a big Saquon Barkley game. But yeah, go ahead and take the Eagles. I'm telling you, I'm guaranteeing the Eagles win. Go ahead, take the spread if you're feeling good. Hey, we saw Jackson Dart. We saw whenever he's playing against a good secondary, he going to extend the play. But when he's going against a good secondary, he doesn't have anything downfield, and we all know the Giants don't have any weapons.
Facts. So we got Stephon Diggs over receiving yards. We got Josh Jacobs over rushing yards. And then hit it with the Euro layup. Ain't nothing wrong with the layup, guys. Ain't nothing wrong with the layup. We got the Eagles over the Giants on Thursday Night Football. That's like a 3-0 week to me. Jared, let's make it 6-0. What you got?
All right. My first one, I'm gonna go Justin Fields over 195 and a half passing yards. I'm surprised that the line is still under 200 passing yards. Whenever you look at every single game that he's played from start to finish, mind y'all, he did get hurt in very early in the Buffalo game, left with concussion, didn't play the following week against Tampa Bay. But every single week that he's played the whole entire full game, he has over 200 passing yards. He started with 218 passing yards versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then he's just gone up every single week that he's played from there. So with that line at 195 and a half passing yards, I like it, not only because I just think that, quite frankly, this game might be a blowout. And if that is a blowout, that's even better for us bettors that are betting on this line because it means they're going to air the ball out. When you look at the Dolphins game going into halftime, he did not have that many passing yards, but they came out. Dolphins went up by even more after halftime, and they had to start throwing the ball, and he hit the prop. So I do like this Justin Fields over 195.5 passing yards. Then I'm going to go on down to Las Vegas. I think this might be the first time this year that we give Ashton Jeanty some credit and some credibility and talk about him in a positive aspect, okay? So we're going to go with Ashton Jeanty over 72.5 rushing yards. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We need to go on this ASAP before Vegas moves this line even more. Going back to last week, Ashton Jeanty, Rell took his under. Ashton Jeanty almost hit. And mind y'all, they lost this game very bad. They lost this game by 34 points. The game was 40-6. And Rell even texted us and said they're still running the football. Like, Ashton Jeanty had 14 carries for 67 yards. If this game was any closer, Rell would have missed his bet. So we're going to take the over on 72.5 rushing yards. Ashton Jeanty's starting to get more comfortable. He's starting to look better, even with the bad offensive line. And on top of that, they're going against the Tennessee Titans defense. This Tennessee Titans defense is nothing like the Indianapolis Colts defense. I will tell you that. So Ashton Jeanty over 72.5 rushing yards is a lock. And then from a money line, Rell took the layup. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Tampa Bay Buccaneers, okay? I quite frankly, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I do. I think that they're finding ways to win, and I think that, like, Baker Mayfield's the perfect guy for this team. He really is, and he's the perfect guy for the weapons that the team has. Chris Godwin's back. He's getting more acclimated to the game. He's only played 2 games so far this season, so he's getting more acclimated to it. Mega Ibuka, hey man, that is something. He's something special. That's one of them Ohio State products that we talk about whenever it comes to producing great receivers. He's nice. He's really like that, and I think that this team, I think this offense is going to be a little bit too much for the San Francisco 49ers defense because they are banged up and injury-ridden. And then I think that although I do believe that Mac Jones is a good quarterback and he's playing alongside the best offensive mind in the league, I do think that eventually he's going to have a bad game. He's not going to play good football the whole time he's starting. I think he'll have a bad game where he doesn't perform too well, and it'll result in a loss. I'm not saying he's going to play terrible. I just think that he won't have a good enough game for them to win. And I do like this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, so I'm going to take Tampa Bay with my money line.
All right. I like it. All right. That sounds like a 6-0 week right there. But let's get to 9-0, guys. Let's get to 9-0. I love it this week. I really do love it. All right. So first up, I do have Saquon Barkley over 85.5 rushing yards. All right. I believe that this is the game. Saquon will show us Saquon things. All right. This Giants defense, they're 26th in rushing yards allowed per game. They're allowing 140 per game. All right. They're also 29th in yards per carry allowed at 5.3. All right. This, like I said, it's still a revenge game. Right? I mean, Saquon, even though he's a year removed from the Giants, it's still always a revenge game. When LeBron goes back to Cleveland, every single time he puts on a show, right? So I know that Saquon can still put on the show in New York, all right? Last year, the one game he played against them, he had 17 carries for 176, all right? So I do believe elite matchup plus motivation, revenge game equals a perfect smash spot, all right? Next up, we got Ted McMillan over 66.5 receiving yards. Guys, we've seen Ashton Jeanty have his breakout game. We've seen Ibuka have his breakout game, right? Now it's time to see Ted McMillan have his breakout game. All right, he's going to the Cowboys. Cowboys defense, they're 32nd in passing yards allowed per game. All right. And mind you, the thing about Ted McMillan I love the most is that he's getting targeted at a crazy high value. All right. He's getting 43 targets in 5 games. That's the 9th most in the NFL. We know there's so many good receivers, and he's getting the 9th most targets throughout the season so far. All right. And he's also averaging 9 targets per game. So high volume plus bad secondary equals breakout game. I think Ted McMillan will have a huge game and also will have his first touchdown of the season against this bad Cowboys secondary, all right? And then to wrap it up, I'm going to go with the Chargers money line over the Dolphins, all right? Look, this is low-key a layup, but the Chargers come off 2 losses in Miami, right? I do think that they're going to end up beating a very bad Miami team. We saw this Miami team blow a 17-0 lead to the freaking Panthers, for crying out loud. Somebody that Jerrick said is on their head coach on the hot seat. They blew a 17. And you know what's funny? We did not say Mike McDaniels during that segment, which is crazy. And I
Everybody knows. We all know. It didn't have to be talked about it. We all know.
I'm actually shocked that nobody said Mike McDaniels. But I do believe that we're going to see the Chargers bounce back, even without Marion Hampton. I think they're still going to bounce back against a very bad Miami team. All right, and that sounds like a 9-0 week for us bettors. All right, let's get it done. And once again, if you want free, but not free bets, so if you want bets, parlays, money lines, player props, whatever you want, we do have a Discord you can join for a one-time $10 payment. Y'all let me know in the comments below if you would like to join, and I will send you that information.
They feeling like in 7, leave a comment down below, yeah.